No, I saw it and I was like, right, yeah. And I thought, that's cool, yeah. Yeah, I know. I've got so, I know, I got a lot of sea bags because they are.
Alrighty, you guys ready to get rolling? Yeah? Ready? Alrighty. Well, let's go ahead and dive into command. So those of you who have your computers up, go ahead and go to agent.kw.com. Alright, so everybody have it pulled up. Go ahead and log in. Alright, log in with your username and password and you'll get to a screen like this here. Is everybody good?
No.
If not, let me know. I'm gonna make sure everybody's active so you can do some hands-on stuff today. Yeah. Oh, it's loading. Yeah. There you go. Good job. I love it. Go ahead and click accept cookies at the bottom. That pops up. And you can X out of the top header that just says, hey, we're working on stuff. Could it be interruptions? So, because what's happening is they are working on this 24/7. They have technicians down in Austin and all over working on this all the time. So anytime something goes wrong, you can submit feedback and they're in there working. So that's what that header says, is just letting you know that they're in there working on stuff. So, all right, so we're going to do a quick rundown of the features and then we're going to dig deep into a few of them. So how does that sound? All right. So the first one is your contacts. So go ahead and click on that. So this is your CRM, your contact management relationship software. So this is where you're going to have all of your people that you communicate with every single day. So who in here has already uploaded contacts into their database? Okay, good. So this is good. This gauges where we're at. All right, so here we're going to just do a quick snapshot so you can get your contacts in there. You can do one of two things to upload your contacts. You can add a contact here manually, nice, slow and steady, one by one, or you can import here, and you can download, right here, there says download a pre-made CSV. So you can download the spreadsheet, fill out the columns, and upload, and it's going to upload to this. So those are two really quick ways for you to upload your new content. If you have your databases in another system like Top Producer or Google or your iPhone or anything else, or eEdge, you can do this as well. So there's one third way. So you're going to click on the little arrow over here by your name, and you're going to go down to your settings. And over here you'll see, down here you'll see a couple different ways to sync your contacts. So if you have eEdge, which was our old contact management system, and you have all of your people in there, you can click go ahead and connect your account and it'll automatically sync everyone over. If you have them somewhere else, you can click connect on PieSync, and it's going to let you select any other database management platform that you've been using to sync your contacts as well. So those are the 4 ways really that you can go and sync your contacts. So
Is Excel one of them? Is Excel one of them?
So Excel was the first one that I showed. So I'll go back and show that again. That's the CSV. Okay. So if this is if you have them somewhere else that's already like a platform like Outlook or Google Contacts, Act is a CRM that some people pay for. You can sync it here and it'll automatically link for you. The other one is eEdge. So again, if you have eEdge, same thing. You can just go ahead and click connect and it'll sync. For those that don't have them anywhere, go back to contacts and click on import. And there that'll pop up with the spreadsheet. So when I was uploading contacts, I used the spreadsheet. Because for me, I could control the spreadsheet and what information went into it. So I downloaded my eEdge contacts into a CSV spreadsheet, deleted out the ones I didn't want, and then copy and pasted them into this spreadsheet and uploaded them here into my database. So that way I could control, because in eEdge I had 1,300 contacts. I only wanted our KW agents to do a trial run. So that's what I uploaded first into mine here.
We have top producer.
Yep.
And, well, it's not there, and the PySync just started doing it on its own. So I don't know.
It started doing it to top producer?
No, I don't know. It just, I opened it,
Yeah.
you asked for settings. I went there and it's doing it. It's doing this.
You must have clicked one.
I didn't.
Okay, we'll just go here and just hit refresh. Hit refresh and that'll stop it from doing it if you go back. And then we'll go back into your settings and check. It might have bumped one to sync it.
See?
Oh, see, they're still loading.
Oh, okay.
Yep, so now it's stopped.
Okay.
Yep, you're good.
So, but is top producer in there?
So, let's see if top producer is added. So they're adding new ones all the time. They were having some glitches with top producer tags.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go ahead and let's look in PySync. So let's connect account.
So I click on PySync, I connect.
Yep, connect account, and then you can type in top. So they do not have top producer just yet for the syncing. So you could just download, you could do the spreadsheet and download and copy and paste some if you wanted to start getting some contacts in there. Yep. Alright. So that's how you get them in there. Now when you're looking at a contact, so when you're creating a contact, there's going to be all these different field options, and you want to fill in as much as you can. However, what's the most important piece of information to have into your contacts right now? For those that have heard me say this before.
Address.
Exactly. Address. And why is the address important?
Because we're neighborhood specific as our database.
Exactly, yes. So we're neighborhood specific, and we're going to create landing pages that are hyper-local for our database. So we want to make sure we have their address in there because it's going to tag their address and the neighborhoods around them. So if you only get the address in there, that's a great start. So get as much as you can, and address is really important. So what could you do if you don't have their address?
Look it up.
Look it up?
Call them.
Or call them,
Go
yeah.
visit.
Yeah, call them. Pop by, see where was the last time they lived, see if they're still there. Pop by, check it out, and get an address in there for sure. Alright, so, let me go back here. So like we were saying, so here's all the different tags that you can have for your contacts. And you can also create custom tags. So say you want to have a specific tag that's not in the system, one of the system ones, which are buyer, seller, allied resource, etc. They're pretty generic. You can create your own custom tag. So let's say we wanted to have one that was bold, and I could tag everybody who'd been through bold. You just type it in and click create, and now that's going to be a tag in your whole system that you can use. So the tags are like groups. So tags, groups, all of that is one thing. They're the same thing. They're how you're going to sort your people in your database. And you can have unlimited tags on people. So you can also add, down here, you can add custom fields. So everything else is pretty generic, yet the custom fields, you can add custom fields here. So again, we could add a custom field that's bold, and then the type, you can have all different types of custom fields. So again, if I wanted to search my database based on who has taken bold, I can say I want to type the custom field as a checkbox, and I can check, yes they have. So then when I'm sorting my database, I can sort by this field. So what are some other custom fields that you guys might have as agents?
Buyers farm.
Buyers farm.
Bizbos. Buyers.
What else?
Family.
Sphere, well,
Friends.
Yeah. Friends, family, sphere.
Wainfleet.
Yes. School, yeah, exactly, the schools. You can get as specific as you want. Yeah, lenders, you can have all of that in there. And you can create all these fields by different things too. Say you wanted to have their home anniversary date too. You could go in here and you could create a date field, and you could have their home anniversary date. Say you wanted their wedding anniversary date or their kids' birthdays. You name it, you can customize it and create it based on what information you have. So, really cool. All right. Any other questions on the contacts? How to get them in there, how to sort them?
If I don't have this yet, and I wanted to just start typing it into like an Excel sheet.
Yeah.
Is there a certain way that the Excel sheet should go?
Yes. So this is the Excel sheet right here.
Okay.
And I will download it and email it to you before end of class.
Okay.
Just
great.
give me the email you want.
Yep.
So you download that spreadsheet,
yeah.
and then you can start typing. Do not change the columns though.
Okay, so we can't use an existing.
You can, what I did is just copied each column, so I just copy and paste the names and copy and paste it into the corresponding columns. So that way it's kind of like when we did e-edge upload, like the columns had to match.
Oh.
So the columns need to match, otherwise the fields won't match. So you can just copy and paste your column and paste it into the matching one.
But when you download that, you don't fill it one by one.
Nope, so what I did, here, let me just show you, because I want to make sure you guys know how to do this one, because it's a lot of a time saver. So say you've got this here. Now let's get another spreadsheet up here. Let's see here. All right, let's just use this for an example. So we're going to copy and paste the first name. See how I copy and pasted the first name? And paste. And then same thing for last name, copy, paste.
Yeah, but how do they get to that?
I just exported from my database. So I went to e-edge and I click export, and it gave me a spreadsheet.
Okay.
Yep.
So since top producer is not there yet, can't do that.
You can export from top producer. You can go to top producer and you can click export contacts, and then you can copy and paste from the spreadsheet if you'd like.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
There is a way.
There is.
Yay, Josie.
There are ways. There are ways. Also,
Yeah,
Josie, since you're a top producer, Nick Dambry and his agent Amanda, they just did theirs from top producer. So if you wanted to reach out, Amanda at dambrygarin.com, she'd be happy to help.
Do you call those cells or fields or columns?
Depends.
Okay.
Technically, so if it goes this way, it's technically a column.
Right.
The individual box is a cell.
Right.
A field, I don't know where that would be. Yeah.
Right. Well, I'm dealing with a high C personality here, so.
Okay. Yes. So
translate.
don't change the columns, and you're pasting the information into the cells. There you go. Thank you. Okay. All right. So once you have your database in here, this is what it's going to look like. So let's go ahead and click on Laura Russell. So here is the contact card and how it looks with all of her tags. The last time we contacted her, and that's how it had it sorted on the other side. Her phone number, her email, her address, birthday, neighborhoods. So this is, we're going to touch on this with landing pages. This is why you want addresses in there. Her company, her title, and then here's the custom fields that we've created. So like you could create child's birthday or anything else. We've created these custom fields so that we have all of your KW information. So I have her license number, her Winmore ID, everything is right there for us so that we have it in one file. So you can create as much as you want. And then over here is where it's going to start tracking any conversations and communication you've had with her linked to this email or this phone number. So if you have multiple emails for someone, you want to put multiple emails into the account. And you can star which one is the most important, because anytime you communicate, it's going to track it over here.
Oh, that's great.
So how does it know that you called her? Is your phone linked to this?
So here's the cool part. We called her yesterday for her birthday. and I went to Kelly and I said, Kelly, find Laura
Do
Russell.
it through Kelly.
And she called Laura Russell, and then I just logged that we called her for her birthday. So I use Kelly as my contact database now. Instead of going to my contacts on my phone, I just go to Kelly.
But you had to log it in here, so it didn't just.
So all I do is say, call Laura Russell. Oops, Laura Russell. Once I hit call, when I hang up, it's gonna pop up and say, do you wanna log this call? I say yes. Any notes, you can say yes or no, and I said yes, type birthday, done. So, for an example, we can, you can also, so when I said find Laura Russell, it pops up on Kelly, because she's in here now. She's in my database, and Kelly's like the remote control to our database. And then we just clicked either the call button, you can click the text button, or the email button, and it's gonna log that interaction in this database. Now, if you email her in Gmail, at this email here, this Laura Russell, it will still show up here because your Gmail account for KW is linked. So she has another email address that she also uses, so it's only showing the last time that we communicated via that email address. So you want to make sure you have every email address. So that's our next step, is going in and adding multiple email addresses. So then, now you've got your database, and you can see at a quick snapshot everyone in your database and the last time you contacted them. So it's going to sort it however you'd like. And again, you can create and customize these. Play around in it. You can't break it. And if you want to change it back to something, call one of us, and we can sit down with you and help you get it back to where you want to be. So I just kind of clicked through and customized my columns here and said I only want these columns to show up. I also you can create a smart view. So I have different smart views based on different groups, which are these here. And then you can sort by any of these. So I could sort by phone number or email or last time contacted. And it's going to tell me the last time I talked. So I talked to Deja 3 hours ago. And it's going to track that for me so that I know and have a record of our conversation. So imagine if she was one of your leads, or imagine if she was one of your contacts in your sphere. Now you know when the last time you talked to her is, and you can actually look at, well, what did we talk about? And so here it is right here. We talked about her going on a cruise, and she's taking Bold, and what her goal is, and so I put it right in there so that I know what we talked about. All right, any questions? I want to make sure we answer things as we go along.
I tried to connect my Edge account.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like it's pulled through.
Let's
I know
see.
it's saying that it's connected.
Okay. You might have to log out and log back in.
Okay.
If you just hit sync, right? You sync to Edge. Okay, so try logging out and log back in and see if it pulls your contacts over. Any contacts that you have in the Edge will pull over. And sometimes it takes a little bit of refreshing for it to come over, especially if you have a lot. It just depends on how many you have in there. So, all right, any other questions? Okay.
Mine's all messed up, so.
Oh.
Because I did do a CSV.
Yeah.
And I transported some. It tripled the contact.
Yeah.
And so I know I did something wrong. And when I go to that contact, there's no information. So I'm gonna have to delete the whole thing. And it said that my database was 9,000 and it wasn't.
Oh no, Josie.
Oh yeah, I know.
That's okay. So I'll stay for a few minutes after and I'll show you how I fixed mine, because I did the same thing.
Yeah, okay.
I imported you guys like 12 times before I got it right, because I was messing. I just kind of failed my way forward on it. So I didn't know the right way to do it, and so I had to import and delete you guys like 500 times. It was actually like 10 times, it actually was. So, all right. So then let's go ahead and let's look at a contact. So we're going to do landing pages. So I use Nick as my example, Nick Danbury. So we're going to pull up his contact card here. So this is all of Nick's information. Last time we contacted him, which actually the last time we contacted him is the last time he looked at his landing page. So it actually shows that he went and looked at his landing page, and that's when we contacted him. So that's pretty cool. So here's his address down here. And so what we're going to do is everybody go pick a contact, any contact, who has an address. I apologize. Who has an address. And we're going to scroll down and we're going to click on Add Neighborhood. Does everybody see that? Okay, if you don't have any contacts in there, just follow with me. So we're going to click on Add Neighborhood. And then I like to view the map because it's kind of fun to go click at the map and see what's around. So it pinpoints his address, where he is, and then I'm going to zoom in and look at the neighborhoods around his address. So let's go ahead and zoom in. Let it load. Come on. There we go. All right. So we zoom in, and it's going to populate these neighborhoods. And again, these neighborhoods are coming from next door. So it's neighborhood data already in there. So this is Deering Highlands. And then we've got over here, so whoop, there we go. And it's going to highlight each one. So I'm going to click these three right around him and say that we want to associate Nick with Back Cove, Oakdale, USM, and Deering Highlands, because that's right around where he lives. So we've selected those neighborhoods. So select any neighborhoods around your people. And then we're going to hit save. Now, say you had a buyer who was looking to move to a certain area. They live in Falmouth, they want to go to Freeport. You could select areas in Freeport for them because they want to go there. So you don't have to just select stuff around where they are. So with buyers, you can select where do they want to go. For sellers, it's usually around them so they can see what's going on in the market around them. So now we've clicked on the neighborhoods and we've hit save. So now it's updated his neighborhoods right here, and I had put Falmouth Forsyth in before. That's where he wants to go. So he's in Portland, he wants to get out of the city, he wants to go to Falmouth. And then we're going to click on Get Neighborhood Snap URL. So what this is these are individual landing pages. So in the past, when you go visit a website, it's the same experience for everyone, right? Like if you were to go to kw.com, for example, it looks the same no matter who you are. What if you go to amazon.com? What does it look like?
Customized.
It's customized. Even before you log in, it's still somehow customized, right? So it's customized to you. So it's a one-to-one relationship. So we used to have the one-to-many. Now we have the one-to-one. And people want that. They want things that are catered to them. If I log on to Amazon, I don't want to see a bunch of sports equipment and yard tools and things. I want to see a lot of books and a lot of, things like that. So one-to-one. So what the landing page does is it allows Nick to have a unique experience catered to him and what he likes, instead of going to our website and creating a search and then having to log in every time and having it be the same and so on. Does that make sense? Yeah, so it's creating that one-to-one experience so that Nick gets to have what he wants on his page. So we're just going to go ahead and visit this URL. So this is going to be Nick's URL. You can do a couple different things, which we'll show you. You can text this to him, you can email it to him, or you can set him up on a drip campaign that it emails this out every single month. So now you are driving Nick to his page that is customized to him. And here's what it looks like. There we go. All right, so now here's Nick's page. And it's going to have your information here. It's gonna have all of his neighborhoods here. And it's gonna have all the statistics here.
That's awesome.
Isn't that cool?
That's amazing.
I love it. I love flipping around in here. So then you go to Deering and look, it's updating here. Sold. And then here's the recent sales. So they pop up. When they're sold, they'll pop up. So like we go to Foreside, it's not showing anything. Well, because it's 30 days. It's the last 30 days is the default.
Oh, okay.
So nothing has sold or closed in the last 30 days. There's only 2 active, 0 pending. So that's what it's showing. And it looks like the average list price 3.2. Maybe that's why they're still sitting a little bit. Maybe. Who knows? So, and then same with Back Cove, etc. And it's going to move the map, which is really neat as it goes along. And then he can even share it. Say he wanted to send it to his wife. He could go in and add her in there. And then here's the cool part.
How's it going to it?
That's going to sync back to you. So now you're going to have that contact information. So anytime they share it out, you're capturing information. And they're sharing it with someone that they care about. And so they'll have access to the same landing page.
So I'm trying to input my husband so I can play with him a little bit in here. And it's doing the death spiral.
Okay.
Just as a solo input of a contact, is that, okay.
Yeah, it could just be that they're in there on the back end working, because it took a little while for even this to load. So just give it a minute, yeah.
I know, I put my own address.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to get to the neighborhood, I can't.
So zoom in. So the thing is zoom in and zoom out. It depends on where you are. So there are still some places in Maine where you can only add the neighborhood as the zip code, because there aren't neighborhoods in that town. You know, we still have townships, you know, that aren't even, you know, so there will be some places where it's still a zip code and you can show just the zip code. As this goes on, I did ask Keller Williams International, we will be able to create neighborhoods down the road. Currently, in order to create, yeah. So currently, in order to do that, you have to go on to Nextdoor and become an approved owner of a neighborhood.
Oh, I already have one of those.
Yeah, so the Nextdoor accounts, you can do that if you'd like. If you're really passionate about creating a neighborhood, you could do that. Or just wait until we have access to create them and manipulate them a little bit inside. So yeah, for now, some are zip codes.
Okay.
Some places in Biddeford are, you know, defined and some aren't. So.
They keep telling me no neighborhood.
So I would zoom out on the map and find when it starts highlighting, it's the zip code, or you can type in the name of the town in the search bar and see what pops up.
I'm in South Africa.
Wow. See, we're global.
Cool.
Okay.
Whew.
No,
I think it was
not
someone last week, it popped him in Zimbabwe for a minute or something too. It was like some bizarre thing.
Right now.
I was like, mine used to pop me in Montreal, which I was like, at least that made sense. I'm like, I did live there at one point, right? So, alright. So then the other thing is up here, they can go, this is a new feature that just got added. So they can click on the search tab, and they can see everything in their areas, and they can search and see all the active listings. And they can create filters and so on and so forth. So they're now searching on their site, yet it's linked to you, right? So we're gonna just kind of type in an address. There you go. We're gonna search for that, see if it's available. It's not, yet here's stuff around it. Here's everything similar and around it in those areas, and it's going to show. Average list price is $400,000 in that neighborhood. Average list price in this neighborhood is $219 right now. So you can see all of that information. All right, and then the last tab is the About Me tab. So they're likely never going to just click on that. They might, and your information's all here anyway. So this is where you could have your full bio, all of your information, any other links to other information and so forth is right in here.
So we need to add that, so we should go
Yep.
and customize that.
Yep, and I'll show you where you're going to customize that stuff. So this is what it's going to look like, so I want you guys to know that, and then that's all of that there. So any questions on the landing page before we go and show you how to customize your marketing? Awesome. All right. Okay, so then let's look back at Nick. So we were just in the landing page. I'm going to refresh his contact status and look at that. it's showing that he was in on the landing page. I went to his link. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? So it shows you that now Nick is on his landing page. So if this is a buyer and you notice that they're on the landing page, what might you do?
Give him a call.
Exactly. Give them a call, check in. Hey, I was just thinking about you. Wonder, if there was anything you wanted to go look at. Just happened to be thinking about you.
I know. You might want to give it a little time.
Yeah, maybe
They're on it. They're on it.
So I see that you're on your webpage. What? It's like when you go and you Google something and then it shows up in your Facebook timeline. It's like the same thing, right? And it's wonderful because it's making our relationship stronger because we can now anticipate their needs. And you're right, maybe wait a little bit, Karen.
Then I start to figure it out.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So for all of your marketing, so now that's contacts and landing pages. So we've kind of touched on those. We're going to go do an overview of your marketing profile. Sound good? All right. So click on the little arrow by your name, and we're going to go to settings. It's going to load. There we go. When in doubt, hit refresh. Because sometimes they're in there working while we're using it, so sometimes you just have to hit refresh. Don't be afraid to do that. All right, so down here, you're gonna have your marketing profile. So here's a lot of different settings you can play around with. The most important right now is your marketing profile. So there's quite a few required fields, and what's great about this is it's gonna keep you in compliance. So anytime that you're marketing outward, you gotta have Keller Williams Realty, you've gotta have at least the office address or the phone number. So a lot of things are required in here, and it's gonna sync that for you. Okay. There we go. All right, so your photo. So this is the photo that showed up at the top of the landing page. So whatever photo you want. If you want it to be yours, put yours. If you have a team logo that you want, you can put the team logo. Whatever you want to show up at the top of everything is going to be this photo here that you're going to put. Then you can also upload a team logo. So this will also show up on all of your marketing. And down here it's going to show required, what is required, what isn't. So you can just go in and fill in as much or as little as you want, your bio, so on and so forth. Because this is what's going to show up here on this landing page. All of this right here. And down at the bottom, and so forth. So this is what's going to show up here. So you can scroll through and put all of your information. Social, your KW app link, you name it, you can put it in there. If you want a legal footer, a disclaimer, anything, right there. All right, any questions on that? All right. So let's go ahead and let's look at where that also populates too. So the other place that it populates is Sketchhouse. So Sketchhouse is your marketing profile. So if you click on Sketchhouse, this is like our old eEdge suite that has all these beautiful marketing materials that you can customize and email or download and print and so forth. So in here, you're gonna have two tabs. One is My Sketches, and the other is the KW Sketch Library. So for most of you, you'll just click on the Sketch Library, and you're gonna have a lot of different options of materials. So let's go ahead and do an open house template. So you can click on this open house template that you're doing, and you're going to type in your listing number, the MLS ID, or the street address. Say you're doing this for someone else. You're going to type in their street address. So who in here has an active listing address that we can pop in here? Any list? Yep.
950 Slide.
950. Sligo Road?
Sligo Road.
Yeah, Sligo Road.
North Yarmouth.
North Yarmouth. I lived off of Sligo Road. Where is
There
it?
you go.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bunch of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, 950 is the house.
Let's see, she's under, sketch house.
6 something.
Come on. Wow. It's just 'cause it's 04097. See if that does it. Okay. Well, we're gonna select this one for right now. Just an example. 'Cause it's easier. Okay. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead, so you select the listing that you wanna use, and then you're gonna select any images you want to go into the brochure. I'm gonna select this one.
930.
Oh, maybe that's why.
No.
That would've- so it pulls from KWLS, MLS, or by address.
Okay, I can't, mine's not coming up.
So if you try adding zip code as well, sometimes you have to get super specific if you're doing address. As long as it was put in the KWLS, then it should.
Doesn't it automatically syndicate from MLS into KWLS? Maybe I need to work on that.
Yeah, make sure your settings didn't get switched off. Yeah.
With the new
Yeah. We had a couple people with the new Flex that their settings for syndication flipped off. You know, like the
Okay.
setting in like my KW and it says syndicate. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and select a couple photos. We're gonna click choose. And confirm. And so here you go. So it's popped those in here into this template. And it's pulled the information from the listing as well. And so this is showing us how it's going to look on the phone. Here's how it'll look on their email. Open house. The cool part is if you don't like this, because like I don't like my photo being up there at the top or any of this, so we're just going to delete this whole section out. And we can just delete that. And it's going to pop up there. You can also go over here and add content. So if you wanted to add a link, you can just drag and drop right in there, and you're going to drag and drop everything right in. It's all the information right here. So it's just like you used before on other marketing templates. And then you can copy. So say you get this just how you like it. And this is going to be your open house email that you use. You just go ahead right here and click copy to my sketches, and it's going to save it in your sketch library. So now every time you go into Sketchhouse, it's in your account. So you don't have to go and find it again and start from scratch, because this was a template that we used. And then you can also send a test email and email it out, see what it looks like before adding it to one of your campaigns and sending it to your whole database. Alright, what questions do you guys have on this?
So we probably need to have all the realtors in there if we wanted to send it out to all the realtors.
Yep, so you'd want to have them in your database and in your email campaign so that you can send it out through here.
Okay.
Yep.
All the realtors, meaning all of the Keller Williams ones?
Keller Williams
Or any outside?
And
of
or
it?
the
One.
board or anyone.
You just keep adding to your database of any real estate agents you know?
Yeah, if you want to send this out to other brokers, you can just add them to your database and then send them the occasional email about what you have coming and so on. Or if you just wanted to market to your database who aren't agents, you can do all different things. And again, when you go to contacts sleeve, you can have them tagged so that over here I have agent, but then say I wanted to sort by all of our admins. What do I have on my admins? KWPO. So I'm going to sort, and then it's just going to show me our administrators. And so I could just select all and email them. So you could do the same. You could have agents, and you could have it as a tag, and it would just email out agents. Or you could send to your whole database, or you could tag them by location as well. So like we have that on some tags, so we know which office people work out of. So we could just send it to the Portland people. Awesome. Alright, so let's go back into that sketch house. Alright, so the other thing that's really, really great in sketch house is, let me go to my library, is the Market Snaps email. So this is gonna link with the live data. Refresh, when in doubt, refresh. There we go. So here's a Market Snap default template. So this is really great to send out because this is gonna have that data that looks like this, and it's gonna send it in an email. So now you're sending all the current information out to a certain neighborhood, and you look like the local expert. Come on, refresh. There we go. So this is what it's going to look like. So you can actually email out this Market Snap to your database based on a certain area, and it'll show them, like what we used to do. We used to text it from our phone. Now you can actually email it out, and it's going to pull your marketing information here from your marketing profile and Market Snap data. Alright, any other questions on that? Okay, so we're gonna pause with the instruction side of it, and I want to take the last 10-15 minutes and work through anything and workshop with you guys anything that you need help on, because I want to make sure, yes, I want to make sure you guys have contacts in and everything. So, so I'm gonna go